hey, hello, I'm Kråkan, also known as Corvus Cornix, and welcome to Yacc, yet another Crowcast where I pick a game I played for a week and then I talk about it. This week's game is Soccer for Nintendo Entertainment System. It was released in 1987. It's part of the Black Box series, developed by Intelligent System and published by Nintendo. And also will be spoilers up ahead just so you know, but first a little backstory. So I decided to play yet another game in the Nintendo's Black Box series. I'm not a huge fan of soccer, but I was willing to try this game. So when you start up the game, you get the soccer logo with flashing colors or letters. And then if you wait a bit, you get a silent demo. And then you can select between one player or two player game. And then you get to select what country you want to play as. So this game is a little bit old, so I had some questions when reading out the rosters. So US, Great Britain, France, and FRG. And what is FRG, you might ask? That's West Germany, apparently. Then you have Brazil, Japan, and Spain. And then you get to select the halftime. So these are basically set time periods, so 15, 30, or 45 in-game minutes. So the name of the game is Soccer, and I'm not a huge football or sports fan in general, but the point of the game is to score more points than your opponent before the time runs out. So once the match starts, the crowd starts to cheer and the ball is in full motion. In the easier settings, it's, and I forgot to talk about it, I realized, but you also select the skill level of the opposing team from 1 to 5. So in the easier settings, it's actually super easy to score. It's just you brute force your way to the goal and that's it. So this game behaves a bit like football. You run around the course, try to steal the ball from the opponent, shooting, passing. One thing that I don't like is when you're chasing down one from the opposing team trying to take the ball, and you want to get the player that's closest to him to actually steal the ball. So this is supposed to be done by tapping the B button, but the game decides whether or not you get control over that. It's very finicky. And when it's time for halftime, the field will empty and a group of cheerleaders will go out. And I was not prepared for this. They made their little dance and I laughed. And the thing that I forgot to talk about is when either of the teams actually scored, they are really excited about it. And after the cheerleaders have done their little part, the game continues until the time is up, and then the winning team celebrates, and then the game abruptly ends, forcing you back to the title screen. And I was like, aren't there supposed to be like a tournament or something? I was like, okay, whatever, So I continued to play the game for a bit, trying out the settings, the different teams, and this is more or less a one-trick pony that you get together with some friends, you play, you try it, okay, this is not fun, let's play another game kind of deal. And that's about it. It's really hard to talk about Black Box game because they're so rudimentary and simple, but I had a bit of fun, trying out the silliness. So gameplay. It's soccer. You need to score more points than your opponent in order to win the game. Control, the D-pad is movement, the A button shoots, the B button passes and switches between the players, and the stop button pauses. Graphics. The graphics are really simple, really rudimentary, but you know exactly what you're looking at. Sound and music. Koji Kondo made a soundtrack for this game and it's really happy and cheerful. I especially like the half-time theme. It sounds like Koji just went crazy on the piano or keyboard, and it's really impressive because it's like a 14-second clip. So in conclusion, I wrote, no, try something else. Soccer is an early NES title and it has a very simple premise. However, it's actually not that fun and the gameplay isn't that tight. It's actually very slow. It's more or less a one-trick pony. And I would have liked a tournament mode, but there are only single matches to be played. I'm not a huge soccer fan, to the surprise of nobody, but I know there are better soccer games than this. So go play those instead. So anyway, thank you for listening and or watching, and take care.